Hello everyone, I am live on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2, the upcoming season, aka Season 10. So to start off with, I just want to make sure that it's actually streaming on all four platforms, because if it's not, my content can't be watched. So let me just make sure real quick. Okay, so to start off with, it's streaming on TikTok. Yes, that is working. On YouTube, it is working. On Facebook, I have no idea. Hopefully, it's working. If not, whatever. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out next time. As for TikTok, I've got a notification, but does it say I am live? That is what I'm trying to figure out, perhaps, because I would love to break down reading the cast bios. I'm not going to say my thoughts or opinions on how well I think these people are going to do as contenders, but I am curious to see how they go. I am curious to see how they go as possible people to win. So, fingers crossed, guys. Okay, so to start off with, let me just get the cast bios up because where the fuck do you begin? Like I genuinely have no idea. I feel like there's a lot to break down, but I'm trying to limit what I'm saying because I'm trying to make more content later on that I'm gonna upload. So hopefully that doesn't put anyone off and no one's like boo. So okay, so we'll start off. So the theme is Australian Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2. We'll start with whoever the fuck's on first, let's be honest. I'm too lazy. I do not have a cast order. I just have whatever they have on 10K, and yeah, I'll be running the bios. I'll say like my initial reaction about like how funny they are or if I think I'd root for them, but I'm not going to talk about how well I think they're going to do. That's for a later video in my cast assessment. So to start off, we have okay. Well, we'll give everyone a minute actually to roll in and start watching if they're gonna watch, and then yeah, we can start. How is everyone doing today? Hope they're going well. All right. I probably should have warned everyone I was going live beforehand, but it's a bit too late now. All right. All right. I can't be fucked waiting any longer. I don't if I'm gonna procrastinate for way too long if I don't start talking about it now. So I'll begin. All right. So to start off with, the first person we have is AJ. He is on the Brains tribe, and he is a poker champion. This is his cast bio. So this is what they describe as themselves. I am not putting words in his mouth. This is just how he describes himself. He's charismatic and charming. AJ is a Survivor super fan, which, I mean, hopefully, that's the goal, right? I mean, hopefully you get to go live your dream. That's the plan. And has big plans to take on the game. That can be taken in multiple different ways, but we're not going to make that sexual. um, AJ is a gamer and serious poker player who has been addicted to games and winning since he was a teenager, when he discovered trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And found his natural skill at them. You know what? If he pulls out Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards when we're on the island, I'm all for it. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Like, I know they sometimes let the castaways bring like some personal items from home. Unfortunately, they're not going to let them bring a card game, even though they definitely should. That'd be hilarious if they brought a card game. I'd love it. It'd be amazing. Hoping his poker skills will give him a head start on Survivor, AJ says it's all about deception and working out who is playing who. He also admits his social skills will help him and will use them to his advantage, saying, I'll say things like, you did so good. I love that blindside. That was so smart. Of course it wasn't, but I'm going to tell them that it was. I mean, that's just funny in general. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to have people who are just the hype man and hyping each other up for no fucking reason, even if it doesn't make sense? While his head might be in the game, AJ says the elements will be his biggest issue. I can relate to that. I think if I ever got casted on Survivor, my biggest problem would be definitely the sleep deprivation. I think I'm a very angry person when it comes to lack of sleep, and I I don't think that would end well for me. The hardest part about Survivor for me will be sleeping outdoors. I'm used to really nice accommodation generally, so sleeping outdoors is going to be a bit tough. My suggestion: try camping. Try camping. All right. I love the. Okay, he said, I love the cold and I'm a big snow person, but I can't stand being cold. Everyone here will be wearing shorts and t shirts, and I'll have jumpers and layers to help me through. Okay, well, I can't really talk about that, but you know. But because I don't know what it's like, I don't know how cold it's going to be on the island. I have no idea. I'm just saying from a person who's too busy to get off the couch, you know. But AJ, Survivor isn't just a game, but a chance to really prove himself. I want to be remembered as the best Survivor player ever, not just in Australia. I really want to be the most fun, entertaining, strategic, everything. I want it all together. I want to be that Survivor player that is just undisputedly the best. What the fuck does that even mean? like, okay. I mean, I'm all for it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love that he's a fan, and I love that he wants to play hard. But like, yeah, I think we see a lot of people come into this and they say that. So we'll see how it goes. We are seeing some very interesting comments in the TikTok live, but we are going to ignore those because no, no, no. Okay. If Temte could start working again, that would be great because it is currently having a seizure. All right, the second person we have is Ali from Brawn, AI expert. As someone used to being underestimated, Ali spent years proving herself in a historical male-oriented tech world. She's an AI expert who admits the biggest job. What am I talking about? I am talking about Australian Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2. Sorry, I don't know why on TikTok. Maybe there's an option for you to be able to call it live. I don't know why it didn't say that you can't, but that's what I'm talking about. If you're interested, yes, and if you're not, obviously you don't have to be here. Um, yeah, so Ali, she's an AI expert who admits the biggest job she has is trying to convince people her work is for good, not evil. Um, I mean, I don't know shit about AI, I'm gonna be honest. So that doesn't really help me. Like, the only AI I know is about ChatGPT and like character AI, which like what even is that? Okay. Living in her fast-paced work world is a big distance from the small North Queensland town she lives in with her pet rescue kangaroo. I mean, it's awesome that she rescued a kangaroo. I don't know how you're gonna have that as a pet though. That's crazy. Like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. I mean, it's sort of like that. I don't know. I haven't really watched I'm a celebrity, get me out of here for like 10 years, so I don't know what that's like. But it's the sort of same thing where it's like you're in the island and you have to like eliminate each other and like talk to each other. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, if you have to put me in a okay, Ali said, loud and funny. Ali says, if you put me in a pigeonhole, it would just be as an Australian who loves the outback, craves the ocean, anything in between is just me. Yeah, true view to the core. I don't know what the fuck that means. I wish I knew what the fuck that meant, but I genuinely have no idea. True view to the core. Is that like an American thing, or am I just like uneducated? Because it might be both. Because I've heard the phrase true view before, but I don't know what it means. And I would Google it, but I am too lazy. I am, like, if anyone knows what that means, would you love for them to tell me, but I genuinely have no idea what that is. Okay, I've been nicknamed Trumpet Mouth by a friend. What? what the fuck does that even mean? Like, does that mean you want loud as a trumpet? Does that mean you just want to shut up? Like, I need more context here. Because I have a loud voice. Okay, there we go. There's the context. That's just me. I mean, hey, at least she knows she has a loud voice. She's not one of those people who are like, oh, I'm not that loud, and then like she's fucking screaming at 2 a.m. Yeah. Ellie admits she's terrified of the dark and the idea of missing her shower or daily coffees as a concern. Yucky, Ellie lives in the motto, life is an adventure, so much so. She even has it tattooed in Korean on her arm. Yeah, I mean, I want to see her tattoo. That's my instant reaction. I'd love to see that as a tattoo. And also, I mean, I want to get a tattoo at some point too. So I don't know if I'd get that on my body, but I mean, no judges. If any of you guys have any recommendations for tattoos, let me know as well, because I'm definitely starting to think about that. What I do when I can't afford it. Okay, so being on the Brain Tribe is a natural fit for Ellie, and she won't bet letting Brawn take this one from them, saying, "My fighting word to the broad, well, my fighting word. That's such a weird way to say it. My fighting word to the Brawns is you can have all the muscle in the world, but if you don't know how to use the muscle in your head, no hope, brother." That's an Aussie. That's how you know they're Australian. When they say brother at the end of the sentence. Every Yeah, I know those clips in real life where they like, "Oh yeah, brother, yeah, mate." It's like that is so fucking Aussie. Like, I love it. Okay, the third person we have, if the website would load, is Ben. He's from the Brawn tribe. He's a stonemason person, which means he basically builds houses and shit. So that's cool. A risk taker and not one to shy away from an adventure. Ben is a stonemason from the Sunshine Coast. I've never been there. I don't even know where the Sunshine Coast is, so that's great. What I really need to do is have people from different states also podcasting with me, so then I have different views outside of Melbourne, because I live in Melbourne, Victoria. So my view on Australia is very, very specific. Okay. He says, my life motto is just say yes, give it a go, dive into the deep end and take risks. I'm a huge risk taker in life and will be in Survivor. Anything I've done in life that's had huge rewards has made me nervous. I'm out of my comfort zone coming onto Survivor and I'm excited about it. I mean, completely valid. A dad of three teenagers. Oh wow, okay, that's a mess. I remember being a teenager, and that was a shit show. So imagine having three teenagers. Like, shout out to any parents out there. Like, I cannot, like, I cannot relate. Like, oh my god. Um, Ben finds his zen in fishing, boxing, and brave work, and Survivor has been a life goal for many years. Well, good luck, mate, I guess. He says, seriously, 25 years in the making, it's my biggest bucket list goal. It's not just about the money, it's about the challenge of competing in the ultimate human experiment. The real life Jumanji. Is that the real life Jumanji? Wasn't Jumanji about like a board game or some shit? Like, like maybe I'm forgetting what Jumanji was, but like I feel like that is not the real life Jumanji. And being a dad means he knows how to get the truth out of people, saying, "I'm a bit of a master investigator." Yeah, this is what old parents say. They always say like, "I know what my kids are up to." It's like, no, you don't. The generations are getting more crazy every year. All right, well, what's the okay? I'm Gen Z. The next generation is Gen Alpha, right? Yeah, Gen Alpha is the generation that's gonna fucking cause shit. Okay, he said we've got a real problem with chocolate thieves in our house, so it's a bit of a game in my house to find out who took it. Well, hopefully it's not your chocolate, even though you're an adult. So if you want chocolate, just go buy more chocolate, Ben. It's not that deep. Wait, is his name Ben? I think his name's Ben. Yeah, Ben. It's not that deep, Ben. Okay, he said, I interrogate the kids and always get the answers. To be fair, kids are not good at lying. And I don't mean that adults are good at lying, but I mean in the sense that like when you're a kid, you don't really have the brain capacity to think through what you're actually saying. You're just kind of spitting out bullshit and hoping for the best. So, yeah, a lot of kids' lies are not believable, so it is what it is. So my plan on Survivor is to get the answers from people. I won't be locked into one strategy. Survivor is a malleable game, but if I can get what I need out of people, then it will make it a whole lot easier. I mean, that's pretty generic. That doesn't tell me that much, to be honest with you. I don't know if people are joining the live because there's constantly numbers going up and down, but just so anyone's curious, I am still talking about Strange Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2, reading the cast bios, so, yeah. Okay, so why is 10J doing this to me? 10J is fucking up the website for Australia for the Channel 10. Yeah, it is not. Okay, here we go. Candy is on the Brawn tribe. She's a model, and with her paradox, blonde hair, and cool model vibe, which is that how she describes herself? Because that's crazy. Candy. Oh wait, here's the problem. I can't tell who's describing her. Is it production or is it her? Because there's like different variations. They like this person said this. So I think it's like they had an interview and then it's someone talking about that interview they had. I'm assuming that's what they mean by these cast bios, even though the whole point of a cast bio is to like have someone say it with like their real emotions, with their raw opinions. So I'm a bit confused by that. Okay, she said, Candy is a country girl from WA who said there were no options of being a princess where she grew up. I mean, I don't know shit about WA, so that doesn't help me. Working in farms and wineries growing up, she moved to Sydney to pursue her career as a model, where she worked for brands like Adidas, Dew Store, and Poppy Yisman, amongst others. I mean, working as a model for Adidas is a big deal, so good for her, I guess. Um, Being thrown into frozen temperatures in a bikini or the boiling sun in the winter coats, Candy knows how to adapt to her surroundings. I don't know about that. I mean, if I don't know if she's like, uh, how do I say this without sounding weird? You know how there's different types of models. I don't know what type of model she is. I'm assuming it's just like a Kyo brand model, right? Where she wears the Kyo ring and it's like not like. Anyways, okay. She says, as a model, you must put up with a lot of stuff, or else you won't get hired again. I can believe that. I believe modding is a hard industry to get into because I've tried to get into it and it's hard. You can be mentally and physically tired, getting accidentally pinned by a tailor, or someone burns you with a curling wand. What? how do you get burned by a curling wand? And also, what the fuck is that? You like I hold up. Let me Google what this shit is. I want to know what a curling wand is. Curling wand. Or is that just like a saying? I don't know. Oh, you mean a curling iron. Okay, why did they call it a wand? That's weird. They should have just said curling iron. I knew what that was. And it's also really bad because I live with a bunch of females, so you would think that I would know what that is, but apparently not. Okay, so she says, said already, you can be mentally and physically tired, just getting up, or said that. You just get on with it, and that's what I'll do on Survivor. Good on you. That's awesome. Um, Can is Can is a fan of the series and even had a Survivor thing 18th birthday party with DIY challenges, and I don't know what's going on outside. Sounds like we're being attacked, but anyways. Um can't yeah, she had an 18th birthday party with DIY challenges and said she might be delusional, but it is actually excited for the hardship Survivor will throw at her. And in a weird way, I feel like I'm the same, where this is also my dream, and I'm also one of those people who is like, okay, I also want the challenge. I'm also excited to see like the raw emotion of like the castaways, and also to just face it. I think a lot of time we try to avoid uncomfortable things because who the fuck wants to force them? Yeah, we want to be comfortable, obviously, but there's certain things, like for me, the gym is one of the big things that I really like. That I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really pro, like pushing my limits to. So I understand where she's coming from. Um, and while she's a Brawn, Candy says she also got another point to prove, saying, I grew up dyslexic. I wanted to prove myself that it wouldn't hold me back, so I got a temporal degree. It was a very expensive attempt to prove it to myself. I mean, I don't know what a literature degree is. I'm assuming it's like writing or some shit, right? Probably, but I mean, good for her. But also, you should not prove your worth to materialistic things or achieving goals. Just a heads up. Okay. Um. Next up, we have Indy. She's from Brains. Business development manager, business manager by day and stand-up comedian by night. Oh, that's fun. Um, Indy is an unapologetic and highly competitive. Uh, okay, they just randomly cut off that sentence. I don't know why they cut off that sentence. It's really weird. A natural brain with a yub for puzzles. Indy knows Survivor and what it takes to win, which she's hoping to do to make her son proud. Okay, we've got another parent on the cast. That's cool. Um, She says, on a scale of 1 to crazy competitive, I'm probably psycho. So, extremely competitive. Okay, so she's first boot. I'm joking. I don't know. Well, I'll figure that out in my predictions. I don't actually want to be. I'd really like to be, yes, competitive, but when it comes to this game, I'm so excited and ready to play. The fact that she's aware enough to know that she should be, yes, competitive in life is kind of funny. Like, I bet this is the type of chick who, like, she'll be, like, doing the dishes and she'll be like, bet your husband, I bet you. But maybe that's a bit dramatic. I don't know. She says, I know the show and knowing the rules and information is absolute power. I've seen the game played and I understand what it's about. I read the criteria. You're in trouble on the Brawn team. Indy also says growing up as an outsider will help her in the game, saying, I'm a black Muslim bisexual who grew up in Townsville. I've been voted off my tribes my entire life. I'm ready for this. And as much as I agree with that statement, I also feel like the goal is to not be voted out. So when you were saying, "Oh, I'm an outsider. I've been through this stuff. I've been voted off my team," uh, I that's not the goal. Like the goal is the complete opposite. The goal is to be the last one standing. For anyone curious, I'm also holding a pen in my hand. I'm a very fidgety person. All right, so that's partly my ADHD thinking. That's partly just me wanting to move around and not just sit still. So that's what I'm holding in my hand. I'm not just holding some weird object walking around town. Okay, so while she admits not being able to brush her teeth is the biggest fear on the island, she's hoping to play a game like Kirby, who she says was direct, strategic, and honest. I could see that. I also could see some things that we are going to talk about later for my cast assessment draft because I do not want to talk about my predictions currently because obviously there's still more content coming out here that will be released at some point. So let's go. Uh, okay, we are waiting for template again to work because this website is dodgy. Okay, we're back. So Jesse is on the Brawn tribe. He's a pro skater, which that's a fucking dope career. I used to skateboard, so that's sick. Obviously I'm never gonna be as good as this dude, but you know. Jess is a recording player, skateboarding wild child who wants to help everyone find their fun. Okay, so it's just a goofball, essentially. Bringing all the vibes, Jesse says, I want to make the tribe laugh. I want everyone to have fun. I want to take the edge out of the situations to get people more relaxed and chilled. And then I want to make some moves and it be a little cheeky. That tells me almost nothing. like, like that's awesome, but also I feel like I've learned nothing there so far about who this dude is as a person. With a second baby on the way. Okay, there we go. He's not a parent. Jesse says he wants to make the perfect pie on Survivor using all his trimates as the right ingredients. I'm very biased when it comes to that because pies used to be my favorite food, so that's fun. When he's not on the beaches, Jesse's a professional skateboarder who runs his own skateboarding business and teaches people of all their abilities and disabilities how to skate. That's fun and that's good. That's a good community thing. Um, That's a big passion and focus of ours to make skateboarding inclusive and accessible for everyone. The problem is with this, there's not going to be a skateboard on the island, so we'll see if he's actually good socially or if he just rides away. Because most of skateboarding is just pick the board or like you learn how to stop or whatever the fuck, and it's like okay, that's great, but like we're gonna need a bit more than that, Jesse. So I'm curious to see what your replacement skateboard is on the island. Like imagine he just pretends to skate. He pretends to teach people on the island that he's skateboarding. He's just like, yeah, I'm skateboarding. It's like you're literally on the water. What the fuck are you talking about? Jesse admits he can be judged unfairly based on his fun demeanor, but there's more to him, and he's ready to show that he's on the beach. He says, for some people, it doesn't look like he's got his life together, but under that, I have. I have a successful business, I have a house. Yep, that's successful. If you have a house, I mean, that's something. That's more than most people. A beautiful family and support myself fully through my own business, which is awesome. And which is partly why I'm going out in the first place, because I'm also trying to have my own business for my podcasting career. So I can totally relate to that. And I think a lot of people can, where they don't want to work the general 9 to 5 because that's boring. I'm definitely smarter than people think. I mean, I don't know how smart you are, but I will say, I mean, if you're able to have your own business, I mean, that definitely says something about your capabilities as like a person, right? So good for him. Next up, we have Kayan. He's on the Brain Tribe. He's a PhD student, a big ball of energy. Kayan might look like a Brawn, but he's used to people underestimating his intelligence. His intellect, he said, but it's basically intelligence. Growing up playing rugby, surfing, and even becoming a professional stand-up paddleboarder, which is what they do every season, where they cast like one professional or a few professionals in like specific sport areas, which no surprise there. Kane is an ex-engineer and now has a PhD student in using AI to scout in that vegetation by drone around Antarctica. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, so that's cool. He says, people often misconceive me based on my appearance and the way I talk. If I'm with the Brawn tribe, I'm going to be talking about 40 and sport, and then when I'm with the Brain tribe, I can talk about literature, get a bit deeper. Well, hopefully he talks about some other things as well, because, like, yeah, I mean, just instant reaction. He looks like a massive bit dude. Like he looks like a bro. Like he looks like a massive bit dude. Sorry, that was such a fucking weird thing to say. Growing up on the Sunshine Coast, Kayan is used to the outdoors and says, I've lived in a town for extended periods. I've slept on the beach. I've lived in a van, so doing the surviving part won't bother me. I can go without sleep, food, and can perform under pressure. Well, that's good. I mean, he has been in team sports, so you would hope he can perform under pressure, considering that's literally the whole point of sport, basically, other than winning and like camaraderie and all that shit. What is it? Citing Haley as his favorite player from Brain First Brawn in Conquery, Kayan wants to play her game, but also improve on it. While his genuine sweetness will come into the game, he's also ready to play. I think this is the first time. Well, not first. This is like one of the only times so far where we've seen someone talk about like a past player. So that's something at least. That gives me hope. For the season at least. For his potential, I can talk about that later. Um, he says this is a life-size board game. How fun is that? As long as you're not in the rules of the game, nothing is immoral, but also you must judge what people think is immoral so you can get the votes at the end. Okay, he's really thinking about the perception there. That's really good. A lot of people just don't give a shit about the perception of other people and what they're going to base their jury votes on. The fact he's already thinking about that definitely could ring to some good things in the future for this man. It also could mean absolutely nothing. Karen, she's on the Brains tribe. She's a doctor with a wicked sense of humor and love for the game. Karen is a doctor working orthopedic surgery. She helps surgeons do their surgery and says, you're the dude that's holding things apart so the doctor can do the fixing. I'm getting very much Handy Mandy vibes, like the TV show for kids. Um, whether that's a good thing or not, I have no idea. But anyways, but she's also ready to leave her doctoral instincts to help people at the door, saying, "I'm here in Survivor to break bones. I don't want to put things back together. I'm not the good doctor anymore." Admitting surgical training is pretty close to surviving when it comes to 36-hour shifts with no sleep, no food, and a competitive group of doctors trying to outsmart each other. Karen knows the game and wants to make an impact. That's really funny. Karen says, "I just want to do something that's different. I've had every part of my life planned for the last 30 years. Not a single thing has gone wrong, and everything I've wanted to happen has happened. And that's because I like planning. I like control. I like having everything organized in front of me, and this is so left field of anything I've ever done." Not wanting to take a go along to the final, Karen jokes her trust issues and wrestling big face might make her a target. You know what? That's really funny. She might be one of my favorites already, just based on absolutely nothing, regardless on how well she does in the game. She wins the prize money. If she wins the prize money, Karen plans to buy back her parents' property in Sarayanka for her mom after she had to sell it to pay for her uni fees. I mean, good on you, I guess, if you win, so that's cool. I mean, I get wanting to buy like your old place back. I respect that. Next up, we have Kate, who is on the Brawn tribe. She's a DJ slash dancer. She's from Melbourne. Well, she's in Melbourne, so definitely could run into her. Kate is a bubbly, bright, and that's exactly how she wants people to see her. I don't know why they phrased it right. Oh, they had a comma. Okay, sorry. The way I read it was very much, she's bubbly and bright, and then like instantly cut. It was so random. Anyways, wearing one of those her dancer style outfits for Survivor might confuse her fellow tribe mates, but she knows what she's doing. Kate says, "Look at what I'm wearing on the first day. It's rhinestones and denim. You know what? I look good in denim." So I respect her wanting to wear denim. My whole outfit is just to look good, like a girly girl. Wearing denim does not make you look like a girly girl. If I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I know nothing about fashion. But I feel like if I saw someone wear denim, if it wasn't just jeans, I'd be like, okay, there's something there's something off here. That's not a girly girl. So I kind of hope she doesn't wear denim on the iron for her sake. Next up, she says, yeah, I think they're all going to get the wrong perception. I think they're not going to think that I'm here for the right reasons, which is totally fine with me. I do like people to see me as an my Instagram self rather than my real self, because then they're just fine going to go, "Oh, she's not a threat, we'll keep her in for now," and then I'm going to be like, boom, I am here to push myself and see how far I can get. She admits she will play an emotional game, but hopes they won't see it as a weakness and knows it's her passion that is driving her. Pushing herself is something Kate knows a lot about. She suffered from OCD, which can be mentally draining and physically demanding. Kate says, "My OCD is something that really, really causes a bit of hardship in my life. I found that it really challenges me, so I know what it's like to feel challenged mentally, but also physically. I'm constantly walking in and out of doors, sitting up and down on my bed. My perception of Brawn is my mental strength. It sometimes takes me 10 goes to pick up a drink, or sitting down on my bed can sometimes take me a whole hour. I push through and I won't let it stop me. I will say I'm very curious to see how her OCD affects her on Survivor. Is that a really fucked up thing to say? That might be a really messed up thing to say. I don't know. I'm just curious, like, from an outside perspective. I'm curious to see, like, her be like, "Oh, we've got to clean up the fucking the bush. We've got to cut the branch down perfectly." I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a messed up individual. Next up, we have Kent. He is on the Brain tribe. He is a business mogul. Kent is a man with a plan and used to winning. A successful business mogul. He gets up at 4:40 a.m. to hit the gym, catch up on the news, and starts his day running a worldwide corporation. But success isn't what drives him. Kent has yet. Living to work isn't his mantra. It's working to live. Ken says, when my father died, he died very wealthy and told me not to chase money. So within a few years of him dying, I chose to basically win back, take a few months off a year to travel the world, fly helicopters, and jump out of them. A 25-year fan of Survivor. That's pretty big. Being chosen, that's more than my life. I'm only 20. Being chosen to play is a dream come true for Ken. I've been in love with the show for 25 years. I even met Mark Burnett and Jeff Propiashi, those are like the people who created Survivor, in case anyone's wondering. I thanked Mark for the show and how much it meant to me, and my eyes welled up. I think the player I'd take most inspiration from would be David, the Golden God. He was someone who was on Australian Survivor, Champions vs Contenders 2, and he was also on All Stars Season 5, for Australian Survivor specifically. I think the player I'd take most inspiration from would be David, Golden. No, I already said that. Just the way he played, the way he was possessed by others, he was great to watch. Champions to use his business, intellect, and negotiation skills to just try to get what he wants. He says, I'm full of love. I'm going to give so much to my tribe. At the same time, I'm going to be happy to cut their throats. This is a game. This is Survivor. Yeah, that was a lot to fucking process. Next, we have Kristen. She's of the Brawn tribe, an aviation firefighter. She used to working under extreme pressure. Kristen is a firefighter from Sydney, which means she's on call to respond to any emergency at the airport, from first aid to fuse spills to accidents and water rescue. She says, we are ready and willing to respond to anything. I love my job because it doesn't feel like a job. Every day you're rocking up at work and you don't know what you're doing, where you're going or what you're doing. I'll be utilizing many of my workplace skills, knowing how to relate to people, knowing how to act on my feet, working under pressure, and just being physical. Christian has traveled to every continent in the world. What the fuck? And while backpacking on her own, making new connections, she found bonding with people easy thanks to her kind nature, but that doesn't mean she's a pushover. Yeah, I mean, her traveling to every continent in the world, is that even possible? Like, fucking yarded. Like, where's my trip? Yard? No, it's fine. That's actually dope ads. She said Christmas travel. Yeah, I said that before. She's found bonding with people easy thanks to her kind nature. I said that before, but that doesn't mean she's a pushover. I said that before. Christian says a common misconception about me is that my kindness is a weakness. I'm kind because I think it's nice to be kind, but if you don't deserve my kindness, I cut you forever. Now I just need to see her in the next promo with a machete. No, is that just me? I just think that'd be fucking hilarious. Anyways. And we are waiting for the promo. Well, not the promo. We are waiting for the website to work. If any of you guys are very lost in this moment, I'm very sorry. I wish I could have named this live, but it just on TikTok and Facebook and Twitter, but it just wouldn't get me. I don't know why it wouldn't get me, but that's besides the point. Alright, next up we have Yora. She's in the Brains tribe. There are 2 Yoras on this cast, I just want to point out. And there's also 2 poles on this cast. So, yeah. Yora, she's on the Brains. She's a weak witch. I don't know what that is, but that's cool, I guess. Since the word witch to most people, they wouldn't expect a blonde, bubbly, smiling girl like Yora, but don't let the sweetness fool you. She says, I come across a really happy gypsy, and my trimates will see me as sweet and curious, but this sugar has her bite, and I'm not afraid to use it. Yora calls herself a witch because she's a woman who knows what she wants and wants to take back the stigma in the title. She also, that's so weird. Because whoever wrote this article needs to be fired. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. No shame to them. Cast me on Survivor, but also, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there's some really random cuts here. Because she has over 250 crystals, used spells on a day, and knows how to manifest things through her spell work and magic. She says, I read people's energies. and see your aura by seeing little colors above people's heads that tell me they're thinking, what they're feeling, and how they're handling any given information. It's a skill I'll be using out here for sure. Yora is also an actor and believes her acting skills will help her, not only to get people to do what she wants, but also because of her knowledge of human behavior. A Survivor superfan. Yura admits she has 3D printed puzzles, a full backyard of Survivor challenges, and isn't afraid to have hard conversations. She even says under pressure, she even says confrontation. Wait, under pressure. Sorry, I must have made that up. Anyway, when you're reading something and you can see that you're trying to get the information out and process it at the same time. She also says confrontation is a strength of hers as she can stand up for herself and speak clearly under pressure. Yora says, my friends say I can convince a fish it has the eggs. I can convince anyone of anything. I can read how people perceive the world and I can use what they value against them. I mean, I like her line about the fish. That was funny. As for her witch title, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need someone to explain that because I don't know what the fuck that means. I know people were talking. There was a promo that was released where she talked about well, specifically she talked about like, okay, the plan is I'm going to be sending. Oh, what the fuck did she say? We're live, so if I screw up live, guys, I can't cut this out. So you guys are seeing real raw, authentic emotions of me struggling to read, of me not knowing how to pronounce words. This is live, and it's kind of funny to be honest. Okay, so what I was basically saying is like her big thing is like her biggest fear is like she is not a fan of wait, no, okay, so basically she's into like I'm assuming like tarot reading and shit. So she's into like reading auras and like that stuff. I don't know. Like the people who are like, this is your future, this is what's gonna happen in it, blah blah blah. So that's cool. Next up, we have Yora. Wait, no, we have Yoga. Next up, wrong person. We have Yogan. She's on the branch AFLW WAG. So she's the wife of an AFL person, which I mean, that's why did I call it a WAG? I don't know. That's pretty random and weird to me, but it is what it is. Admitting to having no filter on her face that will give her away all her thoughts, Yogan is even her family in Melbourne to take on her bucket. Yes, moment. A Survivor fan, Yogan's husband plays football for the Western Bulldogs, which she admits makes her a wag, but wants to show the world she's more than that. Well, considering I only found out what a wag was literally yesterday, I would say, like, that doesn't really say that much to me. She said, Yogan is studying a Bachelor of Business with a major in marketing, is a mum of two, and says she's ready to play Survivor for herself. She says, I'm pretty much given up my 20s to my kids. I had my daughter at 22, my son at 25, and been with my husband since I was 20. I don't regret anything that I love my life, but it's time to do something for me. I'm 20, so that's scary. That's terrifying. Anyway, like for any young adults out there who are parents, like good on you, but I could not. You won't be seeing me getting someone pregnant anytime soon. Okay, there are 30 different parts of me. There's the wag wife, the mom, and then there's Yogan, and Yogan doesn't get enough attention. I'm ready for it to be Yogan's time. She also says the contrast between her mum's life and wag life are vastly different, saying, it's insane, I'm unrecognizable from the wag side. I'm probably a 3-day old sweatpants and t-shirt. My hair is probably matted because I haven't brushed it off in days. I've probably got someone's vomit on me. Ew, what the fuck? Logan says she wants to play the game as a smiling assassin, wants to be friends with everyone before stabbing them in the back. Yeah, that's like the most base. It sounds like she watched like 2 episodes and was like, good enough. I'm gonna be honest. Why is the website always? I don't know why this website is just constantly not working, but it's hilarious, it's funny, it's what we all want to hear. If anyone has any opinions or questions, you send them, and I will obviously answer if I see them. If it, I might have to check if I'm live on Facebook or if I'm live on Twitter. Because I said I was live on those, but I don't think I've actually bothered to check yet. So let me see. I might be. Okay. Did I have a notification saying I'm live? Were you going to check my Facebook group to see if I am live? Hold up, gang. Just give me a minute. I just want to see if we're live there. I also have no idea how long I've been streaming for. So, if I've been streaming for a long time, I apologize, but also that's what you kind of expect when you go live. Okay, so I cannot tell. I genuinely can't tell. I can't see any notifications. I can't see anything that says we are live. So, we're just gonna go back to the stream and ignore the fact that we probably aren't live on like multiple social medias right now, but whatever. Because we're live on YouTube and we're live on TikTok. So, we're gonna continue on and. Did we leave? No, we are not up to that person. We are up to Max. Okay. Yeah, we're up to Max currently, who is the next person on the list. Max is on the Brains tribe. He's a primary school teacher. Max has been leaving his comfortable Gold Coast cozy bed to face his biggest fear of having a crab crawl over his face while sleeping. But he couldn't be more excited about it. Ill. Not even ill, just like that having a crab crawl on your face makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, fuck off me. It's like when you have a frog on your face. I don't know if any of you guys have had those reptile thing places where they come to your house and they like, or they come to your schools and like they put reptiles on you and they like put it on your face and you put a frog on your face. That's the same energy I got from this. It was like, oh, okay. Okay, so Kiki, loud and always up for fun. Max is a primary school teacher who has always been watching Survivor since he was a kid, so being in Samoa is a dream come true for him. He says, I know this game I've been watching with my dad since I was a kid. People might think I'm always joking around, but I'm calculated and I will be out here. I put this fun energy out for a reason, and to bring up my tribe moral, but the truth is, I'm 5 stages ahead of everyone. Being a Brawn means we aren't relying on our muscles, we're relying on our heads. We are using this to outwit, outplay, and to outmaster. What happened to Outlast? I guess Outlast got cancelled. I don't know. To outmaster our opponents, it happens all the time in the real world. It's gonna happen out here on the island. I think it's a tale as all this time out in the playground, the brawny kids walking around picking on those with the brains, and then you grow up, you realize what's inside our head is going to get you a lot further than any muscle in your arms. I also want to point out this guy has a shit ton of muscle on his arms. Like he's like, yeah, being mushy doesn't mean shit. Meanwhile, this dude has muscle on his arms. Just something to point out. All right, next up we have Morgan. She is a Brawn. She's on the Brawn tribe. She's an Olympic sprinter, resilient and strong. Morgan says there are many different sides to her, saying there's the Olympic Morgan, who will help win challenges, and then there's the social Morgan, who is fun and chatting to everyone, but they'll both know when to take a back step and when to be the front and center. Once again, whoever wrote this is just not like the way they wrote it is not helping me read this like at all. Okay, so an Olympic sprinter, Morgan has been racing since 2012 and made 3 world championships, 2 Commonwealth Games, and 2 Olympics. Obviously, that's fucking dope and that's cool and shit, but also, wow, okay, that's crazy. She's been an Olympic finalist in the 4x400 meter relay and 3-time national champion for over 400 meters. Morgan then switched to 800 meters and is one of the only few athletes who have been able to compete in the Olympics in both races. I know like barely anything about the Olympics, so if someone could explain to me the difference, that would be amazing. Because I mean, I've seen the Olympics, but I'm not an avid watcher of it. Like, I haven't actively gone out of my way to watch stuff outside of um, you know, the stuff everyone talks about, like a 16-year-old winning, the swimming thing in Shanghai, who was on Australian Survivor, in fact, or um, some other people who I'm currently mind blanking right now, and it makes me sound uneducated as fuck, but I swear I know. Okay, so Morgan recently got engaged, so winning the prize money is high on her list of priorities put towards the wedding. She says, before coming to Samoa, I kind of woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning like a possessed demon. I looked to my fiance Tom and I said, I'm winning. We have a wedding to pay for, and it will be the wedding of the century. Why people pay ridiculous money for their wedding is beyond me. I could not relate to that. That is insane to me. Um, a natural go-getter, Morgan says her mother and coach are the two best inspirations, saying, I definitely attribute my success to my mother. She's my best friend. She's the coolest person you'll ever meet. And my first coach, Peter Burke, who guided me and really set up the foundations for me to become one of the best in Australia at what I do. I just want to point out she runs. That's all she does. I mean, of course, she has like a life outside of Olympics, but like, I just want to point out she's like, if it wasn't for this person, I wouldn't be the best at what I do. Except you run. Anyone. Well, most people can do that. Like, I'm not degrading her career as an Olympic runner at all. I just think for me, I'd be like, okay. What else? Like, I need more about who you are as a person. What else you've done in your life, Because I can go for a run. Doesn't mean I want to run. Okay. Um, All right, next person we have is Miles. I just want to see how many people we have left because I I don't even know how many people we've gone through. I think we've gone through about half the cast so far, I would like to say, but it's really hard to tell and I obviously did not write. Oh no, we are not playing. That video was from 10K. We are not going to play that because otherwise it's going to be copyrighted and all my content is going to get taken down. Whoops. I just want to welcome everyone to the live. If you haven't joined, welcome to the live. I'm currently talking about Australian Survivor Brawn vs. Brawn 2. I'm going to keep saying that multiple times just for anyone curious. Obviously, I'm a fan of Survivor, so that's what I'm going to be talking about, and that's why I'm streaming. I'm just talking. I'm putting the cast bios, and I'm going to be talking about just my opinions and all of that shit. Well, outside of predictions. We're not doing predictions. That's for my cast assessment and draft, but that's private. Okay, so if 10K could work, that would be awesome. Okay. Survivors. Who did I say I was? I think I said I was up to Nash. I believe I said that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wait, no, I'm up to Miles. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, fuck, we've been through the majority of the cast. I didn't even realize how many people have actually been through. We've been through a lot of the cast already. Okay, next up we have Miles. He's on the Brains Tribe. He's a financial analyst. Miles, the Sydney-based analyst, says he's a brain through and through, but with a twist. He says, I wouldn't fit on the Brawn Tribe because I don't care about Brawn. I mean, that's kind of real. All I care about is brain. The brainiest thing about me is that I have statistics. I have running statistics, scanning statistics, and using statistics. That's a lot to do with statistics, man. Oh my god. Like I have a brother who is he's not a self-proclaimed nerd, but he's your stereotypical nerd, and I feel like if he saw this, he would be like, "What the fuck?" Be like, "Do people talk like this?" Like, and he's one of those people who uses like all those like he like instead of like my brother's the type of person where he'll Google like Like, what a normal person would Google, like, healthy, good food. And then he would Google, like, exquisite, gourmet, whatever. Like, he'd make it really dramatic for absolutely no reason. He would make it. He would make the words really complicated and just say like a whole bunch of bullshit, and then nothing would pop up in Google. And he'd be like, "Why didn't something pop up in Google?" It's like because people don't communicate that way. That isn't how people talk. Google isn't set up for a fucking essay. But anyways. He's he said, but something you wouldn't know about me is I'm a pole dancer, which is fucking hilarious, but also I know someone who's also a pole dancer, so that doesn't really, I mean, that's whatever. I think back a few years ago it would have been seen as a big deal, but nowadays it's like, oh yeah, they're a pole dancer, that's whatever. Um, it's one of my hobbies that I like to do, and it's something totally out of the field that people don't think of. I can agree with that. I don't think when I wake up in the morning and the first thing I think of doing a specific task is to be a pole dancer or to do pole dancing. So, I mean, get it, I guess? I mean, hey, he has some crazy upper body strength if he's able to be doing pole dancing, though. So, he's got that on his side, so that's cool. Um, Next up, we have he's a big fan of Survivor and thinks his combination in stats and the game will serve him well, saying, what makes me a brain is that I'm going to be taking every problem and on analytically, I'll be approaching each tribal after crunching the numbers and finding my best path forward. And while roughing it in elements might not be his ideal way of sleeping, Miles isn't going to take any of it for granted. That's what I really love about this because I really feel like if you are going to get on a show like Survivor, which is something I want to do, right? I think not taking these experiences for granted is obviously a massive priority, and I'm really happy that he said that specifically. In those tougher elements, what I'm going to do to be drawing on is the fact that I'm on Survivor, which is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Yep, things may suck, but they're sucking on Survivor and can't just beat that. So, yeah, valid. For some reason, it says my phone is on 3%. So if my phone somehow dies when I'm charging my phone, I just want to apologize if my TikTok randomly just cuts out of nowhere because I'm currently trying to charge my phone, but it is just like not working for some reason. So, yeah, if my TikTok goes out, I apologize, even though I probably will go live tomorrow if it does cut out, just to finish off what I've already done, because obviously we're so close to the end of like how many people have the cast assessment, right? We're so close to finishing that off. So we continue on, and I mean that's crazy. That's a crazy bio. Next up, we have okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold up. I think we have 8 people left. It's hard, guys. Yeah, it might cut out. It very well might cut out when I'm doing this, so I just hope it doesn't. Okay, next up we have Nash. He is from the Brawn tribe, and he is a salesman. Sydney, he's from Sydney. He's a Sydney salesman. Says his confidence is the brawniest thing about him, and something he has in spades. Nash is a big family man, and leaving his 2 kids at home is going to be the hardest thing for him in the game. But he's going to do his best to push his personal life to the side to focus on the game. He says, I've got the determination, the right mind, and the character. I'm a very social person, so working with people works well to my advantage. I'm going to be very hard to read. I mean, when I'm always smiling, you're not going to tell whether I'm part of your alliance or not. I'm just going to be telling you what you want to hear, and my confidence and with my charm, you're going to believe everything I say. Admitting he loves to stir the pot, something his wife knows a lot about, which is a hilarious statement, by the way. Dash is also very open about his vulnerability and how he wears his heart on his sleeve. Nash says, big jokes do cry. We are very emotional. We are also very strong inside. That's why I want to go out there and show that there are no limits. It doesn't matter what you look like or what size you are. You can do this because look where I am right now. I just want to point out we have no idea how well this dude does on Survivor. He's like, look at me right now. It's like, dude, you haven't won yet. But if you do win, obviously you can flex all day long, like full credit, you know. Next up, we have Noonan. So this is the second Yora. Her name is. She's going by Noonan on this season. She's on the Brawn tribe. She's a pretty fanatic. Yora Noonan. Noons might go by many names, but she wants to be the Noonan people remember from Survivor. Growing up in the morning team Panuccia, which isn't that far from where I live. I'm not going to go specifically where I live, but like in a day, I can get there. So that's a crazy thing to think about. The Noonan family are well known for personalities. Dad is a horse trainer, mum is a costume designer, her eldest brother is an actor, another brother is a well-known teacher, and another is a jockey. Safe to say, so growing up as the afternoon hasn't always been easy for Yora. She says, everyone knows my family, and then there's me, and nobody knows who I am unless you come down to my footy club, or to the footy club. But today, people are shocked when I say I'm Yora Noonan, and there's a fourth Noonan, not just the boys. I felt like I didn't contribute much to the family name, and any function people thought I was the hired help, which is like really funny. Like that's hilarious. For a long time, Survivor has been my identity. The Noonans that's obsessed with Survivor, people would joke about it, and now sitting here, who's laughing now? I'm the one who is here, and it's brilliant. I want to be remembered as the fun, jumping over the top girl obsessed with Survivor, a yearning support officer. Noonan helps students with learning difficulties. I also just want to say this is the most people we've had in the chat this entire time. So I'm kind of peaking right now, but anyways. Alright. I mean, I like that she's trying to get her brother's shadows and her family name. That's kind of awesome. But anyways. Alright. Next up. And also a footy fanatic. That's fun. Okay. I don't know why. Oh, can you only go live for an hour? Okay, that's interesting. It just said the live will end in like 5 minutes. Okay, fuck. Okay. Is it are we good? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, it just said the live will end in like 5 minutes, so I guess it's like an hour thing on TikTok. I guess you have more followers or something, or you actually buy premium. I don't know. So next up we have Polly. He's on the Brawn tribe. He's a paramedic. Polly is a paramedic from Sydney, and if anyone can keep their cool under pressure, it will be him. Every day is different. In his job, from delivering babies to bringing people back to life, Polly must adapt very quickly to his surroundings, but adapting to sleeping on the beach is something new for him. He says, I'm a city boy. I am also a city boy, so hardcore relate to that. I like my city stuff. I go on vacation, but I've never lived in an environment like this. I've slept on a beach a few times. I've also slept on a beach a few times. Sure, that's cheap, but this is going to be hard. I mean, that's real. He definitely sounds like he's been on Twitter. I will say that. Whether he's on Twitter or not doesn't matter, but he sounds like he's on Twitter. A Survivor fan who calls himself Simon V, who was a contestant on two previous seasons of Australian Survivor, so that's fun. His challenge beast favorite. Okay, yeah, specifics. Paulie says making friends and connecting with people will come naturally for him. He says, for my job, I must connect with people quickly and make them feel at ease. I've been doing this job for so long that the skills I've obtained from it are part of my everyday life, and I think will help me on Survivor. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but also now we have 5 more people to go through. He's also a paramedic, and he was on Paramedic Australia, which is another TV show. Which, like, when I found out about that from him, that's fun. I want to watch his episodes. I think I'm going to watch his episodes tonight, actually. I might try to find the episodes online and try to watch it. And I suggest you guys do the same if you are going to watch Australian Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2, which is what I'm obviously talking about, because I think that would be fun. I think that'd be sick. Just to learn more about who he is as a person, and just, I mean, get more content. And plus, I've never watched Paramedic Australia because I'm a pussy. I am scared of everything when it comes to horror. Like, horror movies are not my thing. Okay, so next up we have PD. He's on the Brawn tribe. NPL football head coach. I'm gonna have to Google that, because I'm definitely curious about that. I think that's just a local footy team, though. I don't think there's much. I mean, maybe there's more stuff about that, but I don't know. Paul PD, aka PD, is a dad of 2 teenagers from Sydney who works as a salesman from brewery day by day and a soccer coach by night. Before coaching, PD played for the National Soccer League and represented Australia, but after hanging up his boots, he realised he wasn't quite ready to stop and has been coaching for the last 10 years. Hoping to use his coaching skills to coach his Brawn tribe mates at the game, PD says, I've always got a plan. I've always got Plan A and Plan B. Now, Plan A is our game plan, but Plan B is to do Plan A even better. We aren't going to use taking inspiration from previous players like Kirby and Hay. PD loves the game and feels the living conditions of mental play or mental gameplay is something he can handle. The only thing he can't handle will be him leaving his family and dog at home. PD jokes, please don't taste on my family this, but I will miss my dog Rocky the most out of everybody back home. We support him missing his dog the most from home. That is fucking hilarious. I don't have a dog, but if I did have a dog, I'd probably say the same, to be honest. And that's a really funny response, actually. Next up, we have 4 people left. I'm really hoping we can just get this live done before my TikTok dies. Next up, we have Rich. He's on the Brains tribe. He's a film director. Rich is a director who has worked around the world with some of the biggest actors, but coming to Survivor is his own personal Oscars. I don't know what that means, but cool. I mean, I obviously know what the Oscars are, but I don't think that has any relevance to this. So that's fucking weird. I mean, he's a film director, so I'm wondering how successful he is. Because from the sounds of it, it sounds like he might have won an Oscar, but I don't know why he didn't just say that instead of just being like his own personal Oscars, which maybe means he was a contender for the Oscars, but he wasn't like actually put into the Oscars. He says, what I love about Survivor is the ability for a player to play a big move and to stop a nation watching on their TVs. I love that feeling. It's tuning in for that one person that had the balls to go and take this person down. I mean, I feel that, but also for your game, it depends on the situation. It could be pro or negative, depending on the situation, which might be a buff brain, but he says it's the right team for him saying, I'm super creative. That's what I do for a living. Some people have a calculator in their mind. Mine is a paintbrush, which, if I was joining this live, you'd be very fucking confused what I'm talking about, but that is not the point. I am coming up with ideas. I'm pretty good at it. Missing his fiance will be what he'll struggle with the most while being on the beaches, but knowing she has his back will help him when times get tough. She also is the one person who knows him best and can put up with his big personality, which he can admit can get him into trouble. Well, I hope it gets him into trouble. Maybe that's a fucked up thing to say for his game. I mean, if you're not going to be strategic, the least you can do is cause chaos for us. Richards, I've been told I stir the pot my whole life, and sometimes I don't even know I don't even know I'm doing it. That is a fucking horrifying statement. But red flag, not jokes. I don't mean to, but it always happens. I'll be doing that on the beaches. It's more fun when you stir the pot a little bit. Well, let's hope it doesn't blow up his game. That's all I've got to say. Because, oh wow, as an Alliance member, he sounds awful as an Alliance member. Next up, we have Urzia. She's on the Brawn tribe. She's a power lifter. Urzia is a powerhouse and definitely Brawn strong. A fitness and nutrition coach. Urzia is also a mom of 2 girls and a power lifter. I also want to say in the promo, the what the fuck's his name? Rich. He was fucking hilarious. He was like, "This is my peeps. This is my fam." That is so quotable. Like, I'm gonna quote that for a long time. Next, yeah, as I was saying, this Urzia, she's a powerhouse, and definitely a brawn strong. A fitness and nutrition coach, Urzia is also a mom of 2 girls and a power lifter. Wanting to be remembered as being a fierce, strong, courageous mother. There's a lot of parents on this cast. Are we gonna get a parent squad? That'd be kind of funny. That'd be fun too. But I don't know. She says, as also knows her honesty might. Oh, wanting to be remembered as a fierce, strong, and courageous mother, Ursula also knows her honesty might work in the real world. Bond Survivor could cause her some issues. Yeah, don't tell the truth. I suggest you not go up to people and be like, "Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna be on yet." Maybe don't do that. Well, obviously, try not to yell Survivor. That's why I always tell people if you can avoid yelling, try not to. But obviously, if you're playing a game to win. So if you're trying to win, obviously, yeah, if you have to. Um, she says, I'm very, yeah, I said that before. Well, no. Oh, no, I didn't have to say this before. She says, um, I am very honest, sometimes too honest. It's gotten me in trouble a few times, but I can prefer to be honest. If people can't handle it, that's not my problem. That is an attitude that probably will not work out for her, but that is funny. But I don't know. We'll get more content before I do a cast assessment draft. Uh, and while she means business when it comes to the game, Ursula is also looking forward to the social side of things, saying, I'm funny. I have a very dry sense of humor and meow and bubby when I want to be. Very disciplined from her powerlifting and fitness lifestyle, Ursula's family are also very sporty with her ex-husband and ex-NRL player and her daughters in swimming squads. Which also makes her for some fun. Which also makes for some competition in the house. Something that will work well for Ursula on the beaches of Samoa. Ursula jokes, is this part of the game will be stabbing people in the back? Let me tell you, as a Survivor super fan, I always think that too. I'm always like, oh, backstabbing people is gonna be like so easy. And then you realize you don't need to backstab people. Like, Survivor is about trust. You really don't need to backstab that many people. like if anything, the whole point of having the Soul of the Ice is like the whole goal. Right? You can find some people from day 2 and then ride the whole season. That's great if you're running, if you know you're gonna beat them. Like, next up, we have Zara. She is from Brains, Vice President of the PTA. Zara is an ultimate go-getter who knows what she wants and goes for it. A mom of 6-year-old twins and a 10-year-old son. She said, how old are her twins? Oh, 6. Wow. No wonder I wasn't casted on the Brain Tribe. Oh my god. Okay, she says, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I am the most CEO of my household. It's definitely the most well-organized house in Brisbane. The cleanest, most pristine. I'm very organized as the vice president of the PTA. Zara also has 3 degrees. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. I don't really know what that is. I don't know what political science is. So maybe I should do some research about that before I instantly say whether she's going to do well or not. She a Bachelor of Law. Okay, that's fire. I want a Bachelor of Law, not because I want to do law in any capacity, but just because that'd be a cool thing to have. A Master of Economics in International Finance, is a qualified solicitor and a qualified financial planner. Oh, so she's already planned how she's gonna spend her fucking winnings if she wins, right? This chick's sad. Um, with all these skills, Sarah is ready to make her move in Survivor, saying the strategies that you have to use to make the PTA are always being open to everyone's opinions and trying to make sure whatever they are voicing, they are heard, and I will give everybody in the tribe a voice. An ex-cheerleader for the Broncos and the Bullets. I didn't know they did cheerleading in Australia. I thought that was just an American dream. Zara is one brawny brain and has even ran in the New York Marathon. I mean, that's fire. I want to go to New York. That would be a sick place to go to. Zara's greatest goal for coming on Survivor is to make her children proud. She says, I want my kids to watch me on Survivor and just think I'm a badass. I want them to see me going to challenges and think, yeah, my mom's going to be really good at that. Yeah, my mom's cool. Oh, you can already tell she thinks she's the cool parent. Whether she is or not, we'll find out. But I mean, that'd be fire. And finally, we have one person. Oh, no. Can we not? Oh, okay, good. I thought my laptop is turned off for a second. I was like, please no, don't do that. Finally, we have Zen, and he is on the Brawn tribe. He's a hip hop artist, the youngest of all the tribe mates. I wish they could say their ages because I can't see his age. I'm gonna have to read a different article for that, because I'm only reading what they have on 10K. I know there's other articles out there. I know I could go on the Strange Survivor Wiki fandom page to find that information, but I mean, ages don't matter. I'm not talking about predictions currently. It's just good to know. I think he's 23 though, I believe. That's what I saw online earlier, but who knows? He is the youngest of all the tribe mates. Zen is a hip hop artist from the Gold Coast who is constantly working on himself to be the best. Then, super fit and ready for the game. Zen is most looking forward to being one with nature and being in the moment compared to his fast-paced lifestyle in the real world. But being someone who is so focused and dedicated will also be Zen's biggest worry. And says, probably the hardest part of the game for me personally is going to be having to allow someone else to take control, having to hide the testosterone levels and simmer down the level of intelligence and play not dumb, but under the radar and allow someone else to take the leadership position. This will be the hardest part. With a goal in his mind to win the game and gain new skill, gain new life skills. Zen will also use all his strengths physically and mentally to get him to the end. Zen says, to win, I will definitely utilize my influence, persuasion, and psychology tricks. I wouldn't say manipulation, but I'll definitely be using my influence to get what I want. Yeah, I mean, go for it. Like, awesome. I mean, hey, I don't know what psychology tricks, influence, and persuasion skills he has, but I mean, I'm down for it. And that is what I believe is the entire cast of Australian Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2. So we just went for. Let me just make sure we went through everyone real quick. Yeah, we just went through the entire cast. So that's crazy. I'm gonna let this live go for one more minute if anyone has any questions, and then if not, then I'm gonna end it because that was crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so it says 1 hour and 18 minutes on my YouTube stream, even though obviously we're streaming on other platforms as well. Okay, oh my god. This cast is gonna be crazy. I don't know if you guys have been watching some of the promos that have been coming out for Australian Survivor Brains vs. Brawn 2, but some of the promos are fucking wild. Um, talks about an idol, talks about people like rickroading shit, talks about people being a threat, like in the third promo, like talks about eating people alive. There's a lot to break down, and I think it's gonna be a shit show of the season. And they also talk about how explosive the tribals are in the gameplay. and most unpredictable gameplay, which doesn't stream good gameplay, it streams messy gameplay, which is fun. But okay, yeah, I don't think anyone has any questions. So let me just make sure let me just check. Alright, because I want to know if I am streaming on all these platforms before, I end the stream in case I missed anyone's questions, because that'd suck. Okay, so Instagram, let me have a look. My Instagram, for the record, is the Survivor Simp, if anyone wants to follow me. My TikTok is obviously this one. If you don't know, it's Sandra Davies, also known as the Survivor Simp Official. Oh, that's interesting. Someone else has a similar name. We're gonna follow that person because, fuck yeah, they love Survivor. Okay, that's. I think that's it. I think I've answered everyone's questions, which is funny because we had like 2 questions at the point. And we've gone through everything. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. And if you guys have any comments, predictions, you want me to react to anything Survivor related, reality TV related, let me know. I haven't been watching Deal or No Deal Iron, but I have been seeing the stuff on Line. I have been watching the Traders US, which is fun, obviously. That's fucking awesome. But yeah, peace out, Girl Scout, and then I'm just gonna struggle to end the stream. I'm gonna struggle to end the stream. I don't know how to end the stream. How do I? Okay, so I know how to end my YouTube stream. But as for my, I don't want, I have no idea what I'm doing.